Yeah, I feel kind of bad because normally when a big artist comes in, we make this big grand entrance and we do the big applause. So let's pretend Terri Clark hasn't been here
Is
yet.
a big artist?
Yeah. No, not that part. Oh, hey, everybody, let's welcome Terri Clark.
She's
I'm
clapping
for myself
Yeah.
because there are only 3 people here.
Everybody
And,
claps
you know,
for themselves. You have to. It's
You have
radio. We have to make it sound as big as we possibly can. We're thrilled to have you in town, and we're talking about this. It seems like artists like you choose Edmonton for the place to be the day your CDs come out, and that's pretty cool.
Well, I chose Edmonton to be the place that I was at. It
Good
had
girl.
nothing to do with that paycheck I'm getting tonight.
Yeah, that's the story. We're sticking to it. But you're going to be at Capital X. We talk about the Chucks that are going to be taking place as well. But free with your gate admission, you're playing at Capital X. You love the fair. I was going to right away. I'm going to say, of course, she loves the fair. She loves the food. I'm thinking the mini donuts. What do you think?
I think they're quite fair.
Yeah.
Yes, I do. You know, I've been trying to sort of, since I've gotten older, work out more and try to watch what I'm eating.
Yeah.
So now I choose the 18-ounce bone-in New York strip over the fried donuts.
That's the rule.
Kind of low, kind of more the low carb, high protein.
It would be okay if you just had like 3 or 4 mini donuts. That's the problem.
whoever
for
has
me.
3 or
But
4.
that's impossible.
At 6 in the morning and then run 6 miles later that afternoon. And
Yeah.
then go to bed.
Do you run 6 miles? Is that true? Or no?
No.
Oh, okay.
I do probably 3.5 or 4.
Yeah.
And I'd probably do about 12-minute miles. So
Yeah.
it's not like I'm a marathon sprinter or anything like that.
Yeah, no.
And I have a wiener dog who has no legs, so he can't keep up with it. So,
That's
I'm going at his pace.
But that's that is brilliant actually, because I'm finding myself I run with my dog too, and she's getting older. She's like 7. She's a Labrador Retriever, but she has slowed way down, and I'm finding now I'm slowing down with her. So it's kind of brilliant. We just kind of
How old are you in dog years?
Oh man, well, yeah, I haven't figured that out. So I'm 40. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm about
You're asking
3 or
him
4.
to do math. This should
There's
be
7
good.
years.
Figure
7
it out.
years,
Let's
right?
see.
Isn't it?
7,
Yeah,
7.
7 times 40.
Yeah. No, opposite.
Opposite.
Divide
So
it by
How old's your dog?
7.
So your dog's 49.
Yeah, and I'm 40.
I just did math. I failed math so miserably in school
Did ya?
that my stepfather tutored me through junior high every summer, and I think that damaged our relationship.
Oh, I'm guessing it did. Absolutely. But hey, hats off to him. I can't even attempt
Parents
it.
used to live in Edmonton.
Yeah.
you know. They
Oh,
lived
absolutely. Remember
really over by the mall.
remember it very
Yeah,
well.
I spent many a Christmas here in Edmonton.
Yeah.
I have really fond memories of my mom in this city.
Yeah.
So it feels really good to be back here.
The new CD, Roots and Wings, in stores today. Your chance to pick it up at Lamley's. Northern Girl, the first single, just before we played. You told us the story, and you wrote the song when you were at the lake, right? Wasn't that the deal? Yeah.
Yeah, I got a cottage last summer on one of the Great Lakes in Ontario.
Yeah.
And I absolutely I love it there. And my family's in the direct. It's not Alberta. I still have tons of family here, but it made sense to get something there because it was I can drive there from Nashville.
Right.
I've got a lot of family, my dad, my biological father, my grandmother, my sister, my nephew, friends that I've known since I was 12 that actually are transplants from Medicine Hat out there.
Right.
They still call me Clark and give me complete crap about everything. And
Yeah.
There's no star treatment with these people.
Yeah.
That's just the way it should
I
be.
prefer it. So
Yeah.
I got this place because it was centrally located, you know, between all those people.
We're not judging you because you got a place
Okay,
in
I'm
Ontario.
just I like the climate better here though. It's drier and it's just a
you
little
should have been here this
cooler.
summer. I don't know about the dryer thing, but yeah, normally you're right because now it's so hot there and the humidity and stuff like that. It is so hard to believe. I don't even want to remember how many years ago it was when I was like at my grandparents' house. They had a satellite dish, and it was so exciting because at that point, like nobody had satellite dishes, but they had CMT, and so every time we'd go there, we'd watch videos, and there's this video of you and like the hoodoos or something in Arizona or wherever the Better Things to Do video is done, and I'm like, who is that? First of all, I'm like, who is that?
Yeah. Hello.
Hoodoo is that?
Yeah, hoodoo is that? It's second of all, holy cow, is she fantastic? Then finding out you were like from Medicine Hat was crazy. So we've come a long way since then, haven't we?
Yeah, and you know what? Thank you. And it's interesting because I think when the first couple of singles came out, a lot of people didn't realize I was Canadian yet, and it took Canada like 6 months to figure out that I'd been raised up here, and then it was like, oh, I like you, but I really like you.
It absolutely makes complete sense. Now, we asked on the Kissin' Country Facebook page to people to give their questions, and I've got a few here. I see Karen wanted to know, is your Canadian tour in the fall going to include an Edmonton show? Do you know?
I am not too sure since I'm playing, Capital X tonight.
Right now,
sometimes when you do a big show in a certain market, there's a clause in your contract that prevents you from playing within 300 miles of that place again in the next 6 months,
right?
because then it's a competing thing with the talent buyers. So
okay.
I'm getting kind of into the business end of it, but that's why sometimes we don't go back too soon to the same place. I like to be able to concentrate on songwriting and making records and the creative aspects. I know what's going on. I look at financials and reports and budgets and things like that. But, there's a certain amount of delegating that I think is necessary. Hire people and have people around you, a good team to help you run it.
Yeah.
And I have great management out of Nashville and business management out of Nashville, and I let them do their job. And if I have a question, they usually have an answer.
Perfect. Terri Clark is with us. The new CD, Roots and Wings, in stores today. My favorite Terri Clark performance, and I've seen you probably, I was going to say 100 times, that's exaggerating, but was when you were at the Windspear that one time, I remember. And the Windspear isn't, it's an interesting venue. It's a beautiful venue. It's
lovely.
It's world class. It's lovely,
yes,
right?
It's lovely.
It's like tea and crumpets kind of thing.
Yes, bring in the symphony.
And there's Terri like laying down on her back and just going hard on her electric guitar, just like slash.
Wow.
And it would anyway.
I can't physically pull that move off anymore.
Not without a chiropractor.
Yeah.
Anyway, more with Terri Clark coming. Oh, one more question from the Facebook folks. Brenda says, say hi to Terri from her #1 Aussie fan, staying up to stay in tune. And
Brenda listens to you. She DMs me.
Yeah, she does.
She
direct
listens
message
to you on Kiss, and she loves you. She's do you know how many Americans are listening to you because you play my records?
Really?
A lot. I still have a really strong U.S. fan base, and they stream Canadian stations, and yours is a big one.
Yeah, good.
So thank you for breathing life into my radio career worldwide. Worldwide.
Hey, it's our pleasure, Terri, and we're here for a good time. We'll find out why she chose to do a remake like that. It's pretty obvious when you hear it.
I was with Ron here at the Stampede a couple of years ago in Calgary, and we were in the car and they played it, and I said, I just think this would make the greatest country cover, and my wheels started to turn about production and what to do to just, and I layered up like 7 acoustic guitars and vocals galore, and we just went in and I really wanted to make it a record, like a really big, huge sounding record.
I can't get enough of it.
Thank you. I'm glad you like it.
All right. Well, let's hear it now then. Again, it started the best thing that ever came out of Calgary, I would say. That vision, that idea.
That's the only good thing, right? Come on.
It's funny. I got an email from somebody just last week when I was on holidays, and I got it when I came back, and they're looking for songs for a 50th wedding anniversary for their mom and dad. And they said, well, we want Remember When by Alan Jackson, and there was Look at Us by Vince Gill. And they said, we want upbeat, positive songs, and we were thinking about that song We're Here for a Good Time, but that's a rock song, so it doesn't really fit us. And I said, hey, guess what? There's now a country version. And she emailed me back and said, that'll be perfect. So I said they can get the record today. Terri Clark is with us. The new CD is called Roots and Wings. She'll be playing with your gated mission at Capital X and at Lamley's Phase 1, West Edmonton Mall. You said Mom and Dad lived by the mall. I remember seeing their place for some reason. But anyway, so when you were young, you went to the mall, I'm guessing. I mean, how could you have not, right?
When I was young. This was only about 6 or 7 years ago.
Oh.
Yes, I was young. Actually,
you were young.
They lived in Edmonton, I think, between like 2000 and 2006 or 7. So 6 or 7 years, and I spent every Christmas here. So what I would do rather than, bring all the Christmas presents across the border is wait until like the 23rd of December.
Wow, you're brave.
I go to the mall and do all my family Christmas shopping.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Most of it was at the Roots store. But
Yeah, big Roots fan. Yeah, your mom. I
put it on my album title. I like it so much.
Roots.
Yeah, we need to go for endorsements here.
Roots
Anybody
and Wings.
listening?
We're not running any other commercials, so this might work right now. Your mom. Anyway, huge influence in your career. I love the story of her taking you to Nashville and just believing in your kid that much. My daughter's now 16 years old, and I try to put myself in that place, just going, okay, we're just going to pack up everything and we're just going to go where your dream takes you, right?
It was a pretty big deal. And there were even people in our family that were looking at her like, are you crazy?
Yeah.
Like, really, do you know, that's $2,000 plus miles away. She doesn't even have a green card.
Yeah.
You know, how's she going to get a job? And my mom was like, she always told everybody, Terry's got her head screwed on straight and she'll be fine. She's not. I wasn't one of those kids who was running around trying drugs and drinking and partying. I was very, very low key as a teenager, very kind of responsible and adult-like, believe it or not.
You were the kind of kid that a parent would love, but that doesn't mean you necessarily fit into like the cool group, right?
Not really. I mean, I hung out with this gaggle of girls who I still talk to all the time. We're still really close friends. You know, one of them has five cottages down from mine in Ontario.
Oh, cool.
You know, so even as adults, we've stayed close, but we were not really the cool crowd that showed up at school with the hangover. So I didn't do that till I was in my 20s. I saved it up for later.
Sooner or later it happens. Okay.
Exactly.
More questions from the Facebookers and the Kiss and Country Facebook page. Kennedy wants to know, what's your favorite song to perform?
Oh boy, that's a really tough one. I love playing If You Want Fire live. I love the groove of the song. You know, when we cut that song, I try to kind of relate to some classic artists when I'm trying to dictate in the studio to the band what kind of sound I wanted, and I used Tom Petty for that one. And when we play it live, it locks into this groove and stays in it, and I love it. I love to play it.
Okay. This is funny. Brent Wren wants to know if you're going to your cousin's wedding in Calgary next July. I have no idea.
Which cousin?
I don't know.
I have Mormon cousins in Calgary, and they're getting married every 5 minutes. So I can't keep track of it. I hope they don't hear that.
Okay. Me too.
My aunt's gonna be like wearing a bag over her head at church on Sunday.
That'll be it. I've written a little story about Terry and I one day. This is a true story, by the way. And what we'll get Terry to put the sound effects in when they're applicable. Does that make sense? Would that work for you?
I'll do the best I can with lip gloss on.
Yeah. All right.
It could hinder my sound effects.
Yeah, okay, well, let's find out. Okay, so again, I'll just tell the story and you put in the sound effects. It's, we're just painting the picture for the folks, okay? One day, Terry and Chris went for a drive. They got into Chris's Mayfield Toyota and shut the door. All right, Chris was trying to show off, so he spun some rubber out of the parking lot. As they drove, they listened to Kissin', and Terry's new song, Here for a Good Time, came on, and they sang along.
Woo! Ha-ha!
We're here for it. No, we're singing along. We're here for
You're trying to
a
get me
good
to sing this
time.
way. Not a long time.
So have a good time.
The sun can't shine every day. Except that was Trooper. No, just kidding.
All of a sudden, a moose jumped out in front of them. What would that sound like?
Smash?
No, Chris slammed on the brakes. Then Terry tore a strip off Chris for not driving defensively.
You
Then apologized for overreacting.
I'm so sorry I overreacted.
There you go. They got out and decided to go for a walk. As soon as they started walking, they heard a very loud magpie.
I have no idea what a magpie sounds
You're
like.
kidding.
Okay, can you do it?
A magpie?
He can't do it either.
I know what a moon pie sounds like. Oh, okay, awesome.
Okay.
Yep. You win.
I'm not going to get her to do it.
Is it over yet?
They decided to run away from the annoying sound. We're killing time. And huffing and puffing.
You just want me to breathe heavy.
I do.
Sicko.
Then a big dog showed up with a big bark. Ruff! Then a little dog showed up with a little bark. They stopped running and caught their breath.
You want me to just breathe heavy?
Twice. That one's in there twice.
Then a spaceship flew up. A Martian invited Terry into the spaceship.
I'm going to blow up the Earth with my intergalactic space modulator.
And she said anything to get away from Sheets, and she hopped in the spaceship and was gone. And they lived happily ever after. The end.
Everybody wants to get away from the sheets.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Okay, that's brilliant.
Just don't eat fair food.
No, stay away from that because you'll get the Sheets in a real
Watch
hurry.
out for the capital X hot dog stand.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
They're fine. Terry Clark.
You knew we'd go there at some point.
That was fine. Yeah, sooner or later she
was fun. Thank you.
she makes fun of my name. That was really good.
You're making me think far too early.
I know. You know what? I knew you were creative. I knew you could pull it off. Now, here's the deal. It's just after 8. Normally, we'd be running a newscast here. I'm not sure. Jackie, are you standing by?